Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Kavita Shetty here. In this video, we are going to see 40 important MCQs of course 202, knowledge and curriculum and language across the curriculum. We are going to deal with the unit 4 of this course. I request all the students to watch this video till the end without skipping any part of the video, as I have explained each and every MCQ and I have also tried to explain the concept in details. So no need to panic and just understand the concepts and sub-concepts in detailed manner. So we are going to deal with unit 4, language and curriculum, and the topics we are going to see are: first, language; second, Bullock report; third, oral language; fourth, reading in different content areas or reading strategies; and fifth is multilingualism. So before starting with the first MCQ, let us see what is language. There are many languages spoken in India. Most of them relate to one of the officially recognized languages, and there are about 18 languages identified for regular use in the country. Language is a system of symbols with an agreed upon meaning that is used by a group of people. Language is a means of communication, ideas, or feelings by the use of conventionalized sounds and signs, thus being the spoken and written language. Language is the ability to acquire and use complex system of communication. The scientific study of language is called linguistics. Moving towards MCQ number 1. Language is a socially shared code or conventional system for representing concepts with arbitrary symbols and the rules governing the combinations of those symbols. This definition of language was given by, and the options you can see are Owens, Pinker, Burton, Edward Sapir. And the correct option is A, Owens. Let us move towards our next MCQ, which is MCQ number 2. Language is whole body of words and ways of combining them that are used by a nation, people, or cultural community. This definition of language is given by. Here the options are same as that of MCQ number 1, and the correct option is B, Burton. Let us see our next MCQ, which is MCQ number 3. A language is a system of arbitrary vocal symbols by which a social group cooperates. This definition of language is given by, again the options are same. So here the correct option is C, Bloch. MCQ number 4. Language is purely human and non-instinctive method of communicating ideas, emotions and desires by means of voluntarily produced symbols. This definition of language is given by, and the correct option is D, Edward Sapir. MCQ number 5. Language is one of the most important and characteristic forms of human behavior. This short and simple definition of language is given by, and the options you can see are Owens, H.A. Gleason, Bloch, Edward Sapir. And here the correct option is B, H.A. Gleason. Let us see our next MCQ, MCQ number 6. Which of the following studies the combination of sounds into organized units of speech, the formation of syllables, and larger units? And the options are phonology, syntax, semantics, and symbols. Here the correct option is A, phonology. It describes the sound system of a particular language and the combination and distribution of sounds which occur in that language. Moving towards MCQ number 7. Study of which of the following involves the description of the rules of positioning of elements in the sentence, such as the nouns or noun syntax phrases, verbs or verb phrases, adverbial phrases, etc. And the options are A, phonology, B, syntax, C, semantics, and D, symbols. And the correct option is B, syntax. Syntax is the level at which we study how words combine to form phrases, phrases combine to form clauses, and clauses join to make sentences. MCQ number 8. Which of the following attempts to analyze the structure of meaning in a language and tries to give an account of both word and sentence meaning? And the options are same as we have seen in the previous MCQ. Here the correct option is C. Semantics. It deals with the level of meaning in language. For example, how words similar or different are related. It attempts to show these relationships through forming categories. Moving towards our next MCQ, MCQ number 9. Which of the following is the study of chunks of language which are bigger than a single sentence, and we analyze intersentential links that form a connected or cohesion text? And the options are A. Discourse, B. Syntax, C. Sociology of language, and D. Symbols. And the correct option is A. Discourse. So, what is meant by cohesion here? Cohesion is a relation established in a sentence between it and the sentences preceding and following it by the use of connectives such as and, though, also, but, etc., and by the manner in which reference is made to other parts of the text by devices such as repetition or by use of pronouns, definite articles, etc. By studying the elements of cohesion, one can understand how a piece of connected language can have greater meaning, that is, more than the sum of the individual sentences it contains. Moving towards our next MCQ, MCQ number 10. Which of the following includes the study of attitudes to language held by social groups and also includes the planning of the language education? And the options are A. Discourse, B. Syntax, C. Sociology of language, and D. Symbols. And the correct option is C. Sociology of language. Which languages should be the medium of instruction? Which language should be taught as a second language and language policy? That is, which languages are legally and constitutionally recognized and what status they are given. The sociology of language is thus linked with other aspects of our social world, the political, economic, educational, etc. MCQ number 11. Which of the following is one of the less clearly definable area of language study? And the options are A. Discourse, B. Syntax, C. Sociology of language, and D. Semantics. Here the correct option is D. Semantics. For example, it may be easy to define the meanings of words such as tree, but not so easy to define the meanings of words such as love or similar abstract things. This is why semantics is one of the less clearly definable areas of language study. Moving towards MCQ number 12. Which of the following attempts to describe the sound system of a particular language and the combination and distribution of sounds which occur in that language? And the options are phonology, syntax, sociology of language, and semantics. Here, the correct option is A. Phonology. We have seen that phonology studies the combination of sounds into organized units of speech, the formation of syllables, and larger units. Moving towards moving towards our MCQ number 13, the literal meaning of dialect is. So, before going through the options, let me introduce you what is a dialect. So, the term was first used in 1600s in English. Previously, it has been used in Greek and later in Latin. In other words, every language area has some sub language area under which it follows the main standard language but with some difference in utterance. That is why some people call dialect as regional dialect. Almost all standard language has dialect. Now, coming back to the MCQ, the options are way of speaking, way of writing, way of reading, way of expressing. As I have introduced, the dialect is the way in which we utter a language. That means it is the way of speaking. So, yes, the correct option is A, way of speaking. Moving towards MCQ number 14, the term dialect was first used in 1600s in. So, as you can remember, You can easily guess. The correct option is A, English, and then it has been used in Greek and later in Latin. Moving towards MCQ number 15, who defines dialect as a particular variety of language spoken by the people in some geographical area or in a particular social group? And the options are A. Suvash Bhattacharya, B. R.L. Trusk, C. Burton, and D. Owens. And the correct option is B. R.L. Trusk. So, as this is a definition, you need to remember the author name. Moving towards our next MCQ, MCQ 16, which of the following refers to the way we pronounce words? And the options are A. Discourse, B. Syntax, C. Accent, and D. Semantics. So here the correct option is C. Accent. The standard dialect of a language can be spoken with different accents. MCQ number 17, which of the following is are features of standard language? And the options are A. It can be frequently used in public places. B. It has popularity and acceptance in the community. C. It is used in the broadcasting and news media. D. All of these. So yes, the correct option is D. All of these. So, what is a standard language? A standard language is a variety of language that is used by government, in the media, in school, and for international communication. Standard language is also known as standard dialect or standardized dialect is language variety used by a group of people in the public discourse or communication. Many prominent languages like English, German, French, Portuguese, and Spanish has standard and dialect. MCQ number 18, a language could have many regional variety. We call them dialect. It is the definition of dialect given by, and the options are A. Burton, B. William Lebeau, C. Suvash Bhattacharya, and D. Owens. And the correct option is C. Suvash Bhattacharya. Let us see the next definition or the next MCQ. Moving towards MCQ number 19, Longman Dictionary defines dialect as, and the options are A. A variety of language spoken in one part of a country. B. A single language spoken by all the people in a country. C. Way of expressing. And D. None of these. So here the correct option is A. A variety of language spoken in one part of a country. Moving towards MCQ number 20, according to William Lebeau's opinion, people speaking in dialect means, and the options are A. He or she is speaking in unknown accent. B. He or she is speaking some rural language. C. He or she is not very skilled in standard language. And D. All of this. Here the correct option is D. All of these. MCQ number 21, a language could have, and the options are A. Only one dialect, B. More than one dialect, C. No dialect, and D. None of these. And the correct option is B. More than one dialect. So, this is one of the characteristics of dialect. The more characteristics of dialect are the utterance of dialect is unique. Maximum time using dialect is influenced by rural or urban social cultural aspects. A language could have more than one dialect, and dialect can be varied area to area. Let us move towards MCQ number 22. Which of the following is are true for standard language and dialect? So here are the differences between standard language and dialect. Let us read the options one by one and understand. Option A, standard language can be used in every field but dialect has limitation in use. B, people follow standard language in their writing system but there is no use of dialect in written language. C, dialect is not approved in formal situation but standard language can be used in both formal and informal situation. And D, all of these. So all the differences given in the options A, B, C are correct. So the correct option is D, all of these. There are number of differences between standard language and dialect. Standard language can have huge speaker and expanded language area comparing than dialect, which has little or small language area with less speaker. Moving towards our next MCQ number 23. Identify the correct statement for standard language and dialect. Again, these options are based on the differences between standard language and dialect. Let us read the options one by one. Option A, standard language is considered as prestigious language by society, while dialect does not count as prestigious language. This is the correct option. Option B, a dialect can represent all the standard languages under it. This is incorrect, as standard languages represent all the dialects under it. Option C, dialect has greater language area with huge speaker than a standard language. This is incorrect because standard language has huge speaker and expanded language area comparing than that of dialect. Option D, dialect is not a part of language whereas standard language is a part of language. It is a completely converse statement. So our correct option is A. Standard language is considered as prestigious language by society while dialect does not count as prestigious language. MCQ number 24. The basic tenets on which LAC rests are, and the options are A. Language develops mainly through its purposeful use. B. Learning often includes talking, writing, shaping, and moving. C. Language is a medium for reflecting on learning. And D. All of the above. So let me first tell you what is LAC. LAC stands for Language Across the Curriculum. It is a curricular enrichment program that provides students with the opportunity to use their skills in languages other than English in non-language courses. It aims to infuse foreign language across the curriculum, thus building on the skills of language proficient students in courses where authentic foreign language sources are not a regular component of the curriculum but would complement the course material. So, for this MCQ, we can say that there are 5 basic tenets on which LAC rests. So, the 3 options given here are correct. In addition to these 3, there are 2 more. Fourth one is language use contributes is a prerequisite for cognitive development, and the fifth one is language is the medium for reflecting on learning, for improving it, for becoming more or less autonomous as learners. So yes, the correct option is D, all of the above. Moving towards our next MCQ, which is MCQ number 25. MCQ number 25. The number of principal recommendations listed by the Bullock's report is, and the options are A 17, B 14, C 7, and D 5. So let me introduce you about Alan Bullock. Alan Bullock was born on 13th December 1914. He was a son of a gardener and a maid. He first came to public notice in 1952 with his biography Hitler, a study in tyranny. He went on to write a 3-volume biography, and in 1960 he became founder master of St. Catherine College in Oxford. The Bullock's report listed are 17 principal recommendations. So the correct option is A 17. And the Bullock report consists of a system of monitoring how it should be introduced, covering a wider range of attainments that has been attempted in the past and including new criteria for the definition of literacy. It includes the steps that should be taken to develop the language ability of children in the preschool, nursery, and infant years. Each school should have an organized policy for language across the curriculum. This is the main idea included in this recommendation. English in the secondary school should have improved resources in terms of staffing, accommodation, and ancillary help. Additional assistance should be given to children retarded in reading and where pupils are withdrawn for classes For special help, they should receive appropriate support on their return. Provision for the tuition of adult illiterates and semi literates should be greatly increased, and there should be a national reference point for the coordination of information and support. A substantial course on language in education should be a part of every primary and secondary school teachers' initial training. There should be more in service education opportunities in reading and other aspects of English teaching, including courses at diploma and higher degree level. So, I guess after the explanation of Bullock's report, you have got the correct answer. Yes, the correct option is A, 17. Now we are moving towards the topic areas of oral language, and the MCQ number 26 is the other name of semantic is. So let me mention what are the areas of oral language. They are six areas: phonology, vocabulary, grammar, morphology, pragmatics, and discourse. So here semantics stands for vocabulary. The development of vocabulary focuses both on expressive vocabulary and receptive vocabulary. A common misconception regarding vocabulary is the idea that an individual's vocabulary can be measured simply by the sheer number of words he or she can understand and use. This is the breadth of vocabulary knowledge. However, to measure the depth of vocabulary knowledge, a broader definition also includes a focus on areas such as multiple meanings of words, which are called homonyms, shades of meaning, figurative language, and relationship between words like synonym, antonyms, and analogies. Expressive vocabulary represents the word a student actively uses when talking, writing, or communicating, while receptive vocabulary represents the words that a student understands based on context and background experiences but not necessarily used in his or her own speaking or writing. Let us see MCQ number 27. Which of the following areas of oral language includes awareness of rhyme, alliteration, blending, segmenting, and manipulating sounds? And the options are A. Discourse, B. Syntax, C. Phonology, and D. Semantics. Here the correct option is C. Phonology. We often relate the word phonology with sound. The broad definition of phonology includes the organization or system of sounds within a language. Other aspects of phonological awareness include all the terms that are mentioned in the MCQ. At the complex level of phonological awareness is phonemic awareness. Phonemic awareness is blending, segmenting, and manipulating words and at the individual sound or phoneme or the level. Let us see our next MCQ, MCQ number 28. Which vocabulary represents the words a student actively uses while talking, writing, or communicating? And the options are A. Receptive vocabulary, B. Expressive vocabulary, C. Both of this, and D. None of this. Here the correct option is B. Expressive vocabulary, because this vocabulary represents the words a student is generally using while he is talking or writing or communicating. Let us see MCQ number 29. Which vocabulary represents the words that a student understands based on context and background experiences but not necessarily use in his or her own speaking or writing? As we have discussed in previous MCQ, expressive vocabulary are representing the words that a student actively uses while talking, writing, or communicating. But expressive one is the vocabulary representing the words that a student understands based on the background experiences. But it is not compulsory that he will use in speaking or while writing. So, yes, the correct option is A, receptive vocabulary. Moving towards our next MCQ, which is MCQ number 30. The other name for syntax is, and the options are A. Vocabulary, B. Phonology, C. Grammar, and D. Semantics. And the correct option is C. Grammar. As children develop their oral language skills, they also develop an understanding of grammar, which is a set of structural rules that govern the combination of words and phrases into sentences and how sentences are combined into paragraphs. Moving towards MCQ number 31, which of the following is considered to be a subset of syntax and sometimes considered under semantics? And the options are A. Discourse, B. Morphology, C. Sociology of language, and D. Phonology. The correct option is B. Morphology. Morphology is focused on smallest units of meaning within a word as well as the rules about how those words are formed. For example, if we were to examine the word cats, a basic analysis would show that there are four phonemes, that is K, A, T, and S. But it is not in the case of morphology. Let us see this in detail in the next MCQ, which is MCQ 32. Which of the following areas of oral language analyzes the word cats into meaningful word parts as cat is a feline animal and S is used because there are more than one cat? And the options are A. Discourse, B. Syntax, C. Morphology, and D. Semantics. In the previous MCQ, we were discussing about morphology. As I was explaining, for example, if we were to examine the word cat, a basic analysis would show that there are four phonemes K, A, T, S. However, the word cats has only two morphemes. So, we describe the word cat as it is first of all a feline animal, which means a female, and S, which shows the plural. So, the correct option is morphology, which is option C. Let us move towards next MCQ, MCQ number 33. Which of the following requires the understanding of social use of language? And the options are A. Discourse, B. Syntax, C. Sociology of language, and D. Pragmatics. And here the correct option is D. Pragmatics. Let us see more about pragmatics. Pragmatics is considered by some reading experts as the hidden curriculum. This includes social norms regarding conversational turn taking, personal space, and appropriate behavior with the peers and authority figures in a variety of common social situations. In some classroom settings, students lacking background experience attributable to cultural differences in some instances don't understand group dynamics and expectations regarding behavior. Understanding a variety of situations prepares students for more successful comprehension at later stages, including both listening and reading comprehension. Moving towards our next MCQ, MCQ number 34. Which of the following areas of oral language is also known as oral and written communication? And the options are A. Discourse, B. Syntax, C. Sociology of language, and D. Semantics. Here the correct option is A. Discourse. So let us see more about discourse. Discourse is a critical skill. For example, narrative storytelling follows a very specific format. Stories typically have a beginning, middle, and end. They describe the main characters and the setting in which they live, the conflict, and the resolution. An understanding of story structure is essential in order to read, understand, and write narrative. In contrast, consider the structure of expository or informational text. These forms of writing also follow certain structures such as persuasive, cause and effect, compare and contrast procedural. It is critically important that students understand these structures through listening comprehension before they even begin to focus on reading comprehension. Moving towards our next MCQ, MCQ number 35. Which of the following includes words a person uses frequently and comfortably while speaking in writing? I think we have seen the types of vocabulary as expressive and reflective under the area of oral language, which is vocabulary called as semantics. Here the correct option is A, active vocabulary, because a person is using actively the words while speaking and writing. Passive vocabulary are more often authentic associations made with the word, the better it will be remembered and used. The least efficient way to learn vocabulary is through word list and definitions. Words can also be divided by function or usefulness. Our next MCQ: which of the following includes words that are recognized while reading or hearing but are not frequently used? So, in the previous MCQ, we have discussed what is active vocabulary or what is expressive vocabulary. So, here the correct option is B, passive vocabulary. Our next MCQ is on questioning. So, what is a question? A question is any sentence which has an interrogative form or function. In classroom settings, teacher questions are defined as instructional cues or stimuli that convey to students that the content elements to be learned and directions for what they are to do and how they are to do. The present review focuses on the relationship between teachers' classroom questioning behaviors and a variety of student overcomes outcomes, including achievement, retention, and level of student participation. So, the MCQ is which of the following recommendations are offered based on the foregoing findings on classroom questioning? And the options are A, with older and higher ability students ask questions before material is read or studied. So, this is the correct option. Option B, question younger and lower ability students only after material has been read and studied. This is also the proper way of classroom questioning. So, this is also the correct option. Option C, avoid questioning students about extraneous matters. Yes, this is also correct. So, the correct option is D, all of this. Our next MCQ is MCQ number 38. Which of the following are benefits of classroom discussion? And the options are A, participation adds interest. Option B, participation engages students. Option C, participation provides the teacher feedback. And the option D is all of this. So, there are many benefits of classroom discussions. The options given here are all correct. So, the correct option is D, all of this. So, more benefits of classroom discussion are: participation can be used to balance who is contributing in class and how much. Participation encourages dialogue among and between students. Participation can be used to develop important speaking skills. Participation gives students the opportunity to practice using the language of the discipline. Now, our second last MCQ is short, simple, and sweet. Bullock report is also known as, and the options are A language for life, option B, a life for language, C, language, life, and D, none of this. Please don't get messed up with the position of the words here. The correct option is a language for life. This is not from the textbook, this is the external question that I have added for our MCQs. Now let us see our last MCQ. The primary recommendation of Bullock's report was, and the options are A, every secondary school should develop a policy for language across the curriculum. Option B, every higher secondary school should develop a policy for language across the curriculum. Option C, every secondary school should develop a policy for multilingualism. And D, all of this. Here the correct option is B, which is every higher secondary school should develop a policy for language across the curriculum, which is LAC. In this way, we have completed all our 40 MCQs. Thank you for watching this video. and I will be soon uploading the remaining units of course 203, 204, and also the units of 205. Please do like and share this video. Also don't forget to subscribe our channel to keep watching more videos like this. See you all soon in the next video. Thank you.